78.6 FM, positive vibes of Winsom. It is good to be back. Oh my gosh, I am so glad that I have my voice. I've been teaching a cohort this week, so for 7 hours a day for 4 days straight, that was me delivering messages, teaching, educating, encouraging, and inspiring some teammates to be better than they were yesterday, right? And which is always the goal for every single one of us. So I got to spend the week with some really amazing people, and I will tell you, they might have walked away feeling like they learned a lot, but I walked away learning a lot as well. I walked away with new perspectives. I walked away with new energy. I walked away with confidence, knowing that not only is our mission in good hands, but realizing that we have some really good people that are up next, if I can say that. These wonderful people, they are going to have the opportunity to go out to their communities and help others grow, help others connect to skills such as emotional intelligence and psychological safety and coaching skills that they can sit down and lead from different aspects with a different viewpoint. And so that was probably such an amazing experience to me because I didn't expect it. I walked into the week, and sometimes you don't know what type of energy you're going to get back from the group that you're teaching. You don't know, who's going to be in front of you. You're not really sure if it's going to be good energy. And I tell you, from day 1 till day 4, it was amazing. There were certain points of the week I was like, I wish I can do this with you guys for the rest of my career. This is really great conversations, right? They would get sad when we go to breakout rooms and we'd have to come out because they're having such good conversations in those rooms, but I kept it short. We had to stay on the schedule. 78.6 FM, positive vibes of Winsom. Rumor is that there is a typhoon coming. I was supposed to be with the Philippine Air Force this weekend, or this week. Actually, yeah, this weekend. And typhoon warnings, right? So I'm here. I'm glad I'm here on the station with you. Great things to come for the upcoming week. A lot of things going on with me, man. I can tell you this has been a very interesting ride. I'm very grateful. We talked about this being the gratitude segment, so I got to keep it there. I got to base it. Every morning before the session started this week, I would have everyone start off one saying, tell me some good news. And I would say just like that, give me some good news. And I go around the room, I say, tell me some good news. Everybody always had something, right? And I would say that's how you want to start your day. You don't want to start your day jumping into the news, jumping into the problems of the world. You want to drop into the day and launch into the day on a good vibe, good energy with wins. We had one person in the room say, one of the things that I picked up is you always want to put your right foot on the floor first to start your day off right. I thought that was the coolest and funniest quote, right? But it's true. How you start your day determines how you live your day. And so I'm so grateful today. For me, today wasn't a normal morning. I got up tired from the 4-day adventure, but I'm grateful that we got through it. There's still some do-outs that I have for the team, but I'm really grateful that we got through the sessions. I'm really grateful that I have the opportunity to meet some really new people and some great people. I'm really grateful that it's good weather today. It's a beautiful day here in Okinawa. We know that the typhoon is supposedly coming next week, but it's a beautiful day today. We get a good weekend out of this. So after this show, I'm going to go do my normal routine, right? I'm going to go down to the lighthouse, climb up, look around for a little bit, take my glasses off, put my binoculars on, check out the water, right? And spend some time out here with nature. There's a castle that I want to see. I think it's a castle or a temple. And the view from the temple, if I can take the drone and zoom out, just looks amazing. So I might go test that out today if I can remember where this was, right? I saw it on the Okinawa Soul Facebook page. So I want to check that out and see where that's at and what that looks like, in not just in theory and not just from their pictures, but I want to see what it looks like from the drone footage moving away from the cliff and how dope that would be, right? So I'm going to go test flights. I'm going to do some test flights today. So if I lose one of my drones, y'all know why. I was out doing some crazy stuff today, just experimenting. Beautiful day. I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful my family had a trip this week back home. They went on a trip for a few days and they made it back safe. I got to talk to the kids this morning, so I'm really grateful that they made it back and they had a wonderful trip. I think my son didn't go. My baby boy, he wanted to play video games with his friends because summer just kicked off. So he's been chilling, right? He's living his best life this summer. And I thought that was cool, and I'm really grateful that he gets to have a really cool summer, man. And before it gets too crazy, I'm really grateful for the people. We have an amazing team. I'm going to scoot my chair up while I talk. But we have an amazing team at my day job, and I'm really grateful for them and for them holding it down so that I can take care of the community that we were taking care of this week. That meant a lot to me to not have to worry about what was going on outside the door because I have a great team that was handling business and holding it down. Grateful for the trust, the opportunity, the trust, and the relationship with Lead X. Lead X is the team that really has invested in our community and getting us the education and the tools for emotional intelligence, the tools for impact sessions, the catalogs to go out and teach, the information to make people better. This is something that they provided to us, and it's been an amazing tool, 3 cohorts down, and I can't wait to see what the next one looks like, right? It's been amazing. It's been a really great time, and I'm really excited to see what we do next with this group. Looking to see who wants to sign up, get trained, become an EQ coach, an impact facilitator, build up their catalogs, be the best version of themselves. So providing those opportunities to these teams is going to be exciting for me. That's really some of the biggest things I'm grateful for. I'm really grateful for my family's health. I'm grateful for my health. Grateful for the opportunities. Grateful for the vision of what's coming next for me. I think I've been taking a lot of time to reflect on what the end of one chapter one story looks like and what the next story is about to look like, right? Really taking time to dig into that and to really truly understand that and jump into that story the right way. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to build. Really grateful for not just the community I work for, my day job, but the community here. Places like Tabby's that I go to and they give me a hug, know me by name, or when I go to Morning Works over by the base and every morning they're like, Cully, son, those connections, when you make those connections with people, it means a lot to me. And communities like this where you look forward to going places, you look forward to stepping outside, you look forward to having people say your name, say their name, know who they are, the hugs, the smiles, the kindness. Come on, man. I am grateful for that. I'd rather be nowhere than right here, right now. The only thing that doesn't make this perfect is that my babies can't be here. My kids can't be here to experience this with me, right? But it is summer, so it's on me. I got to go out there and kidnap them, all jokes aside. Bring them out here so they can enjoy this summer here in Okinawa before the weather gets crazy. They said it's rain season. One day it's hot, humid. The next day it's raining. The next day it's cloudy. I love it. I'm grateful that it's still beautiful no matter what. Even in the rain. You know me, I like to be outside. Is that what they say jokingly? I like to be outside. But even in the rain, man, it's beautiful here. So even in the rain, I like to find those opportunities to get outside and do things and see things and go places. Or I just sit back and just chill in this community, in this environment, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with stopping for a second. What is a phrase I like to tell you guys? I know you can move, but can you be still? So I have to tell myself that sometimes too. Hey, playboy, stop. Sit your butt down, right? Sit down somewhere. I joke about that, but it really needs to happen. And the weather sometimes forces you to do that. It forces you to sit down, chill, reflect, slow down, reassess. And I don't think people take those things, I don't think people take advantage of those opportunities when the world is telling you to slow down, when the world is telling you to sit still, when it's not a question about should I, it's you will sit down. 78.6 FM, positive vibes with Winsom. I'm excited to be back with you. If you're listening in, driving around the station or driving around the city, and you're listening in, thank you for checking out the show. Today, I don't even know what we're going to talk about, man. So your guess will be as good as mine coming back from the break. It was so many topics that we covered down on this week that my mind is all over the place with lessons, information, coaching information. So I might share some of those journeys with you and some of those stories, right? It has been very interesting to see them from a different perspective, a different view, to see other people's understanding of things and how when you put all of this stuff together, what it looks like from other people's movies, not just yours. And I'll kind of really want to bring back some of the lessons to a humanistic perspective versus, we talked about a lot about leadership this last weekend, but leadership isn't just at work, it's at home. And I think being able to connect that for a lot of the students meant a lot because I'm like, hey, I know these are skills you use when you have the uniform on and when you got your badge on, whatever it is at your work, your day job. But how do we utilize these skills at home? So I might break down some of the skills and talk about how to use them at home. That might be my little mission today, is talking about some of the things we teach in the leadership front and how do you take those things home with you? How do you take them to a place where instead of it being all about, I'm going to be great at work, how do I use this stuff at the house? How do I make sure that my family gets the same energy I'm giving these other people that I'm developing, that I'm teaching, that I'm coaching? And if I'm able to do that successfully, then you guys will be able to walk away today with some new tips, new tools, things to use. If not, I'm sorry, I tried. If I didn't do it well, I tried. I'm just trying to connect the dots because I realize that so many people leave new skills at work. They don't take them home. That means a lot of people don't get to see a lot of the things that are developed behind the scenes. All they see is what other people say of you. Hey, I heard you were a great leader. Hey, I hear you're really good at taking care of teams. Hey, I heard that you're really professional. Hey, I heard that you're sharp. But yeah, what about what you bring home with you? The same way you're a supervisor, you're a team lead, you're a coworker, are you that same great person of character for your children, for your spouse, for your neighbors? Like me, I tell you, my neighbors, I always make it a point to stop and have a conversation when I see them, if time allows and permits. Not if everybody's on their way to work, but if we're coming home, getting out of our cars, I always find a place just to stop and say, hey, how you doing? How's everything going? How are you? You may not know me from Adam like that, but I definitely want to stop and stop time when I have a chance to say, hey, stuff that I do at work. If I do that with my coworkers, I'm always about, hey, come here, come talk to me. How you doing? What's new? How much time you got left? Right? Same conversations with my neighbors. These are people I live with. If something happens with my dog, my apartment, there's a fire, these people are going to be the first ones that are close to the space. I want to know these folks. Hey, I'm going to look out for you and you look out for me. We got an emergency. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here together. Oh, that's the dude from the 6th floor. Yeah, that's me. Let's move. Versus being a stranger or going on fumes with the people that you see every single day. It just doesn't make sense to me. So I'm grateful for the insight. I'm grateful for new perspective. I'm grateful for a different vision that I may have had a week ago. I'm grateful for the blessings of being able to educate, encourage, and inspire other people. The opportunities to do such, which don't always exist for everyone. So I'm going to take this energy into the next dates, right? Whatever dates we come up with, whatever the next cohort is, if we do it soon, that's great. I'll be ready, right? I got some transitioning that I'm doing, and I look forward to putting something together for whoever's in front of me. 78.6 FM, positive vibes with the Winsom. I am so glad to be back in the booth, back on the air with you today on a Saturday, bringing you what I got. Everything has been such a blessing to get to this point. And it's not about me. It's about how are you developing, how are you encouraging, and how are you motivating those that see you, those that are following you, those that are listening in. How are you giving them something to walk away with so they can apply it to their lives when you get out the air? Or are you just doing like everybody else and just talking about gossip and news and drama? No, I want to give you some tools. That's my goal always, to give you something you can walk away and use after you turn the dial. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsom. We will be back right after this break. .6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsom. From the power of positivity, the more you are thankful, the more you attract things to be thankful for. The more you are thankful, the more you attract things to be thankful for. Think about that for a second. Shout out to the POP. I know you guys are doing great work out there in the communities, and I really appreciate this segue in to today's moments, right? Today's session. I talked a lot about gratitude this week. Every session, every conversation, before we started, coming back from every break, I wanted people to be present, and I wanted to start it off saying, hey, tell me something. Hey, tell me some good news to start the day, but give me something that you're grateful for. Tell me something you're grateful for. And a lot of people have things from all over the place, right? Some people, I'm grateful I was able to get my kids to school this morning. I'm grateful that for this class, this cohort, I'm grateful that I found my keys. You know, it was like all over the room, but people were looking for it. They're thinking about it. And I give them 90 seconds to think about something or three things that they're grateful for. And I said, share in the chat. And it was always something different. Everybody had different stories, the conversations from yesterday, sharing this class with my husband and telling them what I learned. Like little things were happening. But do you know what we were having people do? We had them looking for the good. And gratitude is not something you practice sometimes. Gratitude is something you're supposed to practice all the time. And I talked about this a few weeks ago when I went through an experience where I didn't have control of my face. The left side of my face, I couldn't control it based on that condition I told you guys about. I was struggling. First time this ever happened to me in my life. And it's so miserable. But as I was healing, as I was coming back, and as I was getting back on the air, I realized how special everything about us is, how amazing our functions, just the little things that we take for granted every single day. I'm over here with smelling food when I walk in stores, and I met someone not too long ago that has lost their sense of smell. Can you imagine that? No matter how delicious the food looks, you can't smell or taste it? Come on. Sense of sight. People take that for granted. And then, people getting LASIK surgery, wearing glasses like me. But what about when it gets to the point where you can't see? What about those people? And we take for granted the fact that we can see things clearly. We can share experiences. We can see things and see this movie, this beautiful movie that is in front of us every single day. We wake up to a new movie. But what about the people who can't? Gratitude. I'm grateful to have what I have. I'm grateful. Even if I don't have everything that I may have wished for, I have everything that I need. I have the right people in my life. I have opportunities. I have a chance today to start over. I don't have to be the same person that I was yesterday. I'm grateful for the people who are fighting for today. Grateful for the people who I get to share stories with. And what happens when you are looking for the good, you start noticing the good. When you are looking for those good things in your life, you start paying more attention to those things that are important in your life and things to be grateful for. You see, not walking into the day aimless and just like, it's another day. No, I get another day. I get to do this, not I got to. And it changes the way you see not just every single day, but it changes the way you see yourself, other people, experiences, days, minutes. Everything is a blessing. I said this again, you've heard this from me before. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And that's how I started looking at even the experience this past week. I've done this before. This isn't new. We teach hundreds of people, thousands throughout the year. But to have the opportunity to teach and to collaborate with people to make this learning experience special for these folks, that was exciting. And I saw it like this is the first and last time. And I approached it like this is the first and last time. And it changed the experience for me, and hopefully it made the experience more special for them too. But gratitude. Some people struggle to find the good when there's negative happening, but that's when it's most important to look for the good things. Man, I've got a crazy story this week. It's hard for me to find something good. No, I need you to think about it. I need you to, even if it starts small, you might not realize it, but I need you to build up from there. I had a teammate today that was talking about stuff going on at work. She called a coaching session this morning and was telling me, asked her if I can share, so I will. She was like, I got written up again. This time it's because I didn't do something so minuscule. It kind of seems like I'm being targeted. And then she starts telling the story, and then I was like, yeah, okay. Got paperwork on a Friday. It was just miserable. It was a miserable story. I felt bad for her. But then I heard her say something. I only got to do this till March. There's some hope there. I just got to stick it out. I just got to bide my time. I just got to do what I can to take care of what I need to until March. It was that hope. It was that positive outlook on this. Instead of focusing so much on negative, she found something positive. It's a short. No matter who I work around, if this experience is miserable, it's not forever. It's not going to always last. I'm going to be able to move on from this chapter. I was so proud of her to hear her say that. I was like, you're absolutely right. So what do you need to do between now and March to make this experience as pleasant as possible? Not about the people. You can't move them, replace them. They ain't going nowhere. But what is it that you can do, aside from that shenanigans that they're bringing, those personalities, to make this experience outside of the office as pleasurable as possible? And it was amazing to hear some of her answers. I could be exploring this city. I could be doing this. I can be trying. She listed off a couple of things that she can do for her. Sometimes we get caught up in a story where it's hard for us to see the alternative. It's hard for us to see what else is in front of us. It's hard for us to see the good. But we have to look for the good. In the rain, when I can't get outside, I can't go nowhere, I can't explore the island, I can't fly my drones, it's too windy, it's too rainy, can't get out there like that. But I got my little puppy that hangs out with me. I get to spend time with my dog. I get to watch something that I haven't been able to sit back and watch. I can read a book or listen to Audible and listen to something that I've been wanting to listen to. There's always something good. You have to look for it. It might seem small, but that doesn't mean it's not important. Because when you start looking for the good, more good starts becoming visible. Are you writing down? Do you have a journal? Are you putting in your phone at the end of the day, at the end of the evening? Are you writing down what you are grateful for, the people, the experiences, the stories, different foods that you tried, different conversations that you had? Let me see, different colors. I always talk about when I come in here, when I look out the window, especially from the old station, the greenest greens and the bluest blues, and I'm looking at the water and the different opportunities to see people smile. When I see tourists come in here and they're climbing the top of the lighthouse and look at that. You know, it's just so cool to see people experiencing this place for the first time. And I always try to see it through their eyes, because those are the most beautiful eyes to see this place through. Because they see it for what it is versus the people who are here grinding, getting beat up at work. Don't see this as a beautiful island. They see this as a job, not as one of the most beautiful places in the world. And when you stop being grateful for what you have, and you stop being grateful for who you are, and you stop being grateful for your own story, for the opportunities, for the things that are good in your life, you fall into this negativity trap. And it makes it hard to have a positive mindset, because you're keeping yourself and you're blocking yourself from seeing the good. But when you focus on the good, when you make it a routine, when you make it a habit of looking for the good and the bad, for the silver lining, it's not always easy, but it's possible. What did you learn? Why did you go through this? I know people that go through some stories that are some of the most painful stories in life, but they learned something from the journey. And they took away, and years later, that's what they say. They say, you know what? I had a hard lesson that I learned. And it developed me in these areas. And they start outlining the areas that they grew and that they developed in. And they start talking about the person that they grew into. They were grateful for the experience. I'm glad I got punched in the mouth, because it taught me to pay attention from where the swings are coming from. I'm glad I got knocked down, because it taught me how to stand back up. I'm glad this happened to me. And I'm grateful for the experience, because it made me better. That, my friend, is having the mindset of growth. That, my friend, is having the mindset of gratitude, not attitude. That, my friend, is being able to be grateful for the story. Because every one of you is living your own movie. And when you realize that your movie is not less important than anybody to the left or to the right of you, your movie is yours. You are one of one, individually and wonderfully made. You are a special and beautiful creation. When you realize that and you take that power back and realize that your movie is important and you are grateful for everything up to this point. You have survived your worst days. You have overcome the largest hurdles. You have gotten to the point to where you can look back without hurting your neck and say, I'm here because I got past there. I'm here, and I'm grateful for the people that made sure I got here, the experiences that I was able to go through to make sure I got here, the stories, the travel. Little things mean a lot in our lives, and a lot of times people get to their deathbeds and they don't realize how much happened in their stories because they didn't appreciate, they weren't grateful for the story. Be grateful for your movie, and when you are looking for the good, good things will appear. Don't get stuck, don't get comfortable, don't get caught up in that negative loop, that negative trap. We call it the negativity trap, where you're not looking for the good things because your mood is not allowed. No, find it. There's always something to be grateful for. 78.6 FM, positive vibes with Winsom. I'm so grateful to be on the air with you to go through another session. We were just talking about gratitude. We're talking about why it's important. And I won't take credit for that little message that came from the power of positivity. The more you're thankful for, the more you'll see. We'll be right back. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes with Winsom. We are back. The last segment we talked about, we're bringing some things, but the more you are thankful, the more you attract things to be thankful for. All right, let's get on here and see what else we got from POP, man. I love sharing their messages because their messages are always so inspiring and so informative, right, at the same time. So I try to make sure that I give their messages some love. So we're going to go to one of the stickies they had. I'm trying to find it right now because it was really cool. It was a really good way. I'm going to save this real quick. And that way I have it. All right. So let's talk about different ways to feel better. And I think this should resonate with a lot of you. I was looking at this last night, and it was a really cool list to kind of pull from, right? So I'm going to share this with you, how to feel better. We had this conversations this week in class as well, and it's not necessarily things that people think about all the time, but there are significance in every step. And they gave us an 8-step process, 8-step process from the power of positivity, right? And how to feel better. This is Positive Vibes Radio Show, so I would not want to share these messages with you. So check this out. 1, clean your space. How to feel better. Clean your space. What does that mean for you? Cleaning your space. Let me tell you, I know one of the things that I need to do based on having 4 days straight of teaching, 1, to get home and lay down, is clean the space. 1, my office. 2, my car. And 3, my apartment. That is going to be one of my weekend missions, clean my space. And I don't know if you guys understand the significance of clearing the clutter. A cluttered space usually leads to a cluttered mind, and vice versa. A cluttered mind usually leads to a cluttered space because you're always thinking about why this, you're always kind of trapped in that space of messiness. It's always going around and you're never going to get to it. And you'll start getting frustrated because you got a cluttered area, a cluttered car. There's no space for peace, no clear. We talk about clearing the clutter all the time. And a lot of times people think when we're saying clear the clutter, when it comes to your mind, that we're talking about clear your mind. It's just clear all the things that don't need to take up space. I have a room right now. I was waiting on my son to come pick out the clothes that he wanted. I got a bunch of clothes I need to get rid of. But in my mind, because we haven't set a date for him to come, I'm about to take that over to the place where you can go and give clothes. You know what I'm talking about, the giveaway place? Because it stresses me. It's a stressful thing to see. It feels like clutter, and I don't like it. It doesn't give me the space that I need, and it doesn't allow me to clear my mind. When I clear my mind and clear my spaces, I feel better. Some of y'all got a junk drawer or a junk closet or something. And how does it feel when you get rid of stuff? I used to call myself a minimalist, and then I started buying random stuff. Like I was like, I don't want all this. It's just stuff. What about your mind? You heard the phrase, and you guys have heard it a lot when it says, stop letting that lease space rent-free or take up space rent-free in your mind. It's incredible to think about that. Some of the things that you carry with you and some of the things that you take into your day-to-day don't need to be there. It's just taking up space and blocking you from something you could be doing, thinking, seeing, planning, creating. Clear the space. Before every session, we do a mindfulness moment. We just have the team breathe. For the next 90 seconds, don't do anything. Just breathe. And what that does is it allows you to take a step back and just take this time just to clear the space in your mind of everything that was going on before this session. Don't think about what you have to do after this session. Just be present with where we are right now together. Clearing that mental space. Guys, it is a game changer when you are able to be present with what's going on in your life. When you're at home and everything is clean. When you're driving in your car and it's clean. When your office is clean. When your mind is free of negativity, free of thoughts that don't need to be there, free of stress, free of things that are taking up space rent-free in your mind. Another one is creating boundaries. This is one that I think a lot of people underestimate, underappreciate, and underpractice. And when you start making boundaries in your life, yes, things have changed significantly. People that used to be in your orbit may not be there because you've created boundaries that you don't allow people to step over. Conversations may not happen. Access may go away. When you create boundaries in your life and for yourself, things change, I promise. But I also guarantee you that if you're trying to feel better about your story, your world, or what's going on with you, when you actually do create boundaries, things will get better. You will feel better. Creating boundaries is something you can be proud of and something that you should own, something you should practice, something you should fight for. I do that a lot with my peace. One of my teammates yesterday, we were teasing about that. He was like, you're better at that than I am because I always feel like I got to fight. I said, no, I pick and choose my fights very carefully because not everybody deserves a fight, but I also create boundaries to protect y'all from fights. How long we're in the office, what time we come in and leave, where we actually go as a team, what places are off limits so we can stay focused. Like I always create boundaries for my team, for myself, and for my family, and for people that have access to me. I don't reach out to everybody. I don't spend time with everybody. I said, is that person good for my mental health? Or is that a consistently inconsistent person? I don't waste energy on people that are going to bring me down. I don't waste I don't waste energy anymore on people who are going to waste my time. I don't waste energy. That's one of the biggest things. I fight for my time. And I set boundaries on people who are wasting my time. Nope, you're not getting past that line. Nope, I'm not taking that call. Nope, I'm not answering that text. Nope. When you set boundaries, things change. When you set boundaries, you start realizing that you're getting time back in areas that you didn't realize you were losing it. Energy in areas that you didn't realize you were giving it. Things change. Another one is to invest in self-care. Come on. We talked about this. I had the little thumb ball and I was going around the room and I was asking people, what is something that you do to take care of yourself? How do you reset? You get a massage, you take a day off during the month, that's just for you. Is there a book that you read that suits you, music that you listen to, taking a long bath one day out of the week? I know you shower every day, I hope, but taking a long bath one day out of the week just to soak, and just to feel, light some candles in there with some soft music playing. What is it that you do for self-care? I heard people giving me maintenance. I get my hair done. I get my nails done. That's maintenance. That's not self-care. I'm talking about going and getting something and doing something that is resetting you mentally, resetting your mind, resetting your body, relaxing you, bringing you back from maybe ruckus or stressful environments. How do you pull away from that and reset? What energizes you? What brings you energy? One of my defaults is I will take a 90-minute timeout, no phone, no nothing, and get that massage. I need to go for a 2-hour one next time because it forces you to pause. And you also realize how tense you are. Let me say that again. How tense and overcharged up you are because you can't even get comfortable on the table. Your mind is racing. Your body is moving. You can't sit still. I had a friend of mine who would get massages, and she said, every time I get a massage, I fall asleep. And I said, I'm proud of you because that means you're really letting go. Your mind's not racing. Your body's not tensed up. You're letting go. And that's what you need for your recharge, something that's allowing you to let go, to re-energize you, to refresh you. Not just maintenance. Maintenance is everywhere. But what are you doing to recharge, to put back into your energy bank, if you will? 78.6 FM. This is come from the power of positivity, how to feel better. POP, again, thank you for that, man. We're going through 8 of them, but we're only at 3 right now. The first one was clean your space. Then we had creating boundaries. And now we're talking about investing in self-care. How are you giving back to you? How are you recharging? How are you resetting? How are you giving yourself the same thing that you give out every single day? I had a class there. They were like, we would assume, I asked everybody around the room, let's do some assumptions based on what we know about people. Are you an introvert or you an extrovert, right? And then everybody assumed that I was an extrovert because I can do stuff like this. I talk, I give, I speak, I connect, I do all that. I said, no. I'm what you call an introverted extrovert or ambivert in some cases. When I leave the classroom or I leave that environment, I crash. I don't want to be talked to. I don't want to be petted. Only person that gets energy from me is my dog when I get home. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to text anyone. I have to recharge. I need that for me. Yeah, but what if somebody said, I wouldn't want to talk to them? I become introverted because I'm recharging so I can come back the next day and give people everything they need from me. I am recharging. I am resetting, reevaluating. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes in Winsom. We talked about cleaning your space. Not just your physical space, but your mental space. How do you clear that space so you can be the best version of you, so you can be comfortable in your own skin, so you can be open and comfortable with whatever's in front of you without being boggled down by something mentally or physically, that room, that car, that office that you know is getting junked up, and all that's doing is building a hidden pressure on you that you're not identifying, but it's there. We talked about creating boundaries, why that's important, and how things change when you actually create boundaries for yourself. The reason why people struggle to make boundaries is because creating boundaries is not always comfortable. Sometimes creating boundaries eliminates people from your life. It eliminates things that you're pouring time into that weren't good for you. Conversations are different. Interactions are different. Locations change. You change. Because the moment you start setting boundaries for your life, the way that you respond to people and allow things changes. I'm not having that conversation. It's not worth it. I'm not opening myself up to that. It's not worth it. I'm not allowing this in my life. I'm blocking that. Changes everything. Self-care. Self-care isn't something you do sometimes. Self-care is something you need to do all the time. You need to know exactly what you need to recharge, reset, and care for you. Care for yourself. You matter. You are important. Your energy matters. There's no way that you're going to be able to give people the best of you if you don't have you. You have to take care of yourself. No matter how that looks, because self-care looks different on everyone. I know a guy that me telling him to get a massage is probably drive him insane. Derek. But I also know somebody who, if they don't get one once or twice a month, they feel off. Their body is off. Their mind is off. They're racing. They're speeding. And that's that once or twice a month that allows them to just shut things down, stop time for themselves, and rest, mentally and physically. 78.6 FM, what do you do for self-care? What are you doing to create boundaries? What are you doing to clear up space in your mind? How are you doing this? What are your tools, your tricks, your tactics? Where do you go to recharge? What habits have you put into your routine, should I say, put into your week, day, months that allows you and ensures that you have that recharge button? What are you doing for you? These are just the first 3 out of 8 because it's so important to make sure you feel good about your life. And we're not getting into the deep stuff like relationships and things of that nature. We're just talking about the stuff that you can do for you to feel better, to be better, to show up better, to care for yourself better, to maintain you. You, only you, know what you need to be the best version of you that shows up for someone else. How can you be there for someone if you haven't figured out how to be there for yourself? 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsom. Clean your space, create boundaries, and invest in self-care. We will be right back after this break. Sorry, guys. I didn't have the volume up. But yeah, practicing cleaning your space, creating boundaries, investing in self-care. We talked about that during the break. What are you doing to do those things, right? How to feel better in your space, in your environment, in your world, in your day-to-day. What are you doing to be there for you? And when you're able to identify this in you, then you can help others who are navigating the same thing. I need to work on my self-care. Hey, let me tell you what works for me. I know it works for me. Why don't you try this? Or, hey, I've heard these other people are doing these things that are working on their self-care, creating boundaries. There are so many people that have refused to do this because it's uncomfortable. So being able to navigate others, hey, man, I had to do the same thing. I had to stop accepting calls from this person. I had to stop doing this. I had to stop allowing this in my life. When you're able to do that for yourself, then you can help navigate other people. And self-care. Self-care is not sometimes. You got to know when and how to recharge, to take care of you. Not just maintenance, caring for you. Another one is prioritizing joy. Let me say this again. Prioritizing joy. What brings you joy? How do you put joy and bring joy into your life? What are those things that you need that bring you smiles, that bring you energy, that bring you joy? Arigato gozaimasu. Think about this for a second. What is it that makes you smile? What are those places that you go? What are those things that you do that bring you joy? Some of us, we haven't identified that. We're just out experimenting. We're trying different things. And that's fine. I encourage, try new things. Know what those things are that bring you joy, bring you happiness, make you happy. People, places, and things that bring you joy. What are they? Who are they? Where are they? A lot of people don't know. You know, what do you like to do that makes you happy? I don't know. I just do the same thing. No. What really lights you up when you do it? What lights your heart on fire when you're doing it? I have a friend, I can't catch up with her. We're supposed to do breakfast a long time ago. She is always somewhere scuba diving. Here in Okinawa, she loves to be in the water. Hey, you want to do breakfast? Yeah, but it has to be after I get out the water. What time is that? Probably 2 o'clock. That's not breakfast. That's brunch or dinner, in between lunch and dinner, right? I can't keep up with her because she's always doing something for her, but I think it's beautiful that she knows what it takes to bring herself joy. The water, the ocean, the beach, that brings her joy. Another one is find balance in your life. And let me say something. It's not always about balance because I don't want people to get confused. Say this. Find a harmony in your life with the things you have to do and the things that you want to do. Find that harmony in your life with the things that you must accomplish and the things that are important to you. Find the harmony in your life with the things that you have to get done that are tasks and the people that need you and that you care for and that you love. Find the harmony when it comes to time. There's never going to be a perfect balance for that, but it's trying to find that harmony to allow you to give time to the things that matter to you, that are important to you, that you want for you. Because if you can do that, if you can find that, if you are doing that well, that is part of exactly what we're talking about today with how to feel better and how to show up better. Because you're taking care of all these aspects of your life. Take action, inspired action. And when you're taking inspired action on your life, that means that you are doing this because you are passionate. You want to get these things done. I want to do this because I have to have this. You are fired up to get it done. There's some people who there's no emotional connection to goals, so they don't do them. But if they're emotionally connected to it, they be inspired to do it. They don't need outside motivation. They got that intrinsic, internal motivation to get things done because they are inspired to take action. And that is one of the things that my friend Keith Abraham taught us, and thank you so much for this, is the reason people don't get things done is because there's no emotional connection. There's no inspiration from inside. There's no fire inside lighting them up. You have to connect yourself to that. You have to find that within you. And when you find that, what lights you up to get it done? How do I get that feeling to get it done? What is it that I can connect to? If I don't do this, this will fail. If I don't do this, this won't happen. How do you connect yourself emotional to those things that you want to get done in your life? It could be little things. If I don't read this book, I won't learn this. If I don't go to this place, I won't have this. If I don't complete this, if I don't save this money, I won't do this. If I don't achieve this goal, I won't be able to do this for this person that I care about or love. You always have to have an emotional connection that inspires you to take action. I'm launching you. Launchinng. I am launching you into action by telling you how to connect yourself to things that you may not have thought about before. Another one that's important is getting good rest. We asked the class how many hours of sleep you guys get on average, and you should see around the room how many people have sleep issues because they got all those things in their mind going on. They always had that crowded space. There's never enough space for rest. Always thinking about something. The people with anxiety or too many thoughts or that can't let go, that can't disconnect, those are the people who struggle to get really good sleep. Those people who don't practice sleep hygiene, those people who don't have sleep hygiene built into their lives, they're going to struggle with sleep. So I challenge you, I really do, get some good sleep in your life. Get some good rest. Study, look up, Google AI, sleep hygiene. Do the things that work for you so that you can maximize how much sleep you get at night. Set up routines with your family. Somebody tried to hit me with that. Well, I got kids and I got this. Set up the routines and the habits for your family to where you guys are laying down and hitting the pillow at a reasonable time. You have to build it. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not like I could just wave a magic wand and say, this is what you need to do to sleep. No, it'll take consistent work and practice to get there. Just like a newborn baby trying to get a baby on a sleep cycle. Because we've been going and going, we have to be able to do the same thing for ourselves. We have to build these routines into our lives to get on a good sleep cycle so we can rest well. The more and the better you rest the night before, the better you show up the next day. And the last thing, I just need you to breathe. The world is always going to throw something at you. Life is always going to move. There's always opportunities to go, go, go. But sometimes you just got to stop and breathe. Allow life to flow. Allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to pause. And just breathe. You'll be surprised how powerful that is, especially in the moments where you need it most, just to slow things down. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsom. Clean your space mentally and around you, physically and mentally. Create boundaries for yourself. Your life will change. Invest in self-care. Prioritize joy. Find harmony in your life with things you need to do and things you want to do. Take inspired action. Goal, passion-driven, intrinsic, internal motivation on things that you know you want or have to get done. Find it, channel it, and use it. Rest well. Google AI sleep hygiene so you know what you need to do. Practice the things that work for you. Get as much sleep as you can so you can show up the next day. And breathe. You are loved and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. See you next week.